usual friendly demeanor sounded serious for once. I shook my head. No. But Evgeny and Lev are out here somewhere. We came through Aerith. She was the gateway, I think. Evgeny's portal looked different than this. I think he went through his dragon Nemos to a different place. I turned to Ashe for support, but instead, his lips pressed in a line as his gaze darted between the planet, the dragons, and the nearby leafy trees. "So you're saying we're screwed?" Corbin asked harshly. I straightened my back even as the Eton Prime stared me down. "No, we're not. It's just, they know how to get back. I can feel them. They're here, not close, but they're here. And I'm sure they can feel us too. We just need to find them." Ashe eyed me, heaving out a sigh. "It looks like nightfall will be in a couple hours. We should get moving and out of the sun. We need a place to rest, take inventory, and then plan our next move." I nodded. "We'll need water. Maybe Aerith knows where we can find it. This is her home, after all." At her name, my dragon lifted her head lazily. She sprawled out across the scorching surface of the rock, her tail swishing at the occasional bug. Her scaled head lowered in the equivalent of a nod. She spoke into our minds. "Of course I know where water is. That direction, toward the rising sun." As primes, all three of us could telepathically speak to dragons and wyverns. And as part of a bonded tetrad of 2 people and 2 dragons, Ashe and I could command them as well, although that wasn't exactly common knowledge. Corbin shouldered his pack in irritation, and we followed Ashe toward the edge of the rock, where it plummeted into the greenery. Like a cat, Ashe crept down the steep slant before jumping onto the leaf-scattered black dirt. Corbin followed, but I hesitated. Ashe glanced up and held his arms out for me. "I've got you. Come on." Instead of descending down gracefully, my foot slid out from under me and my hip hit the rock painfully, and I cried out. But my soldier was there and caught me. His hands skimmed the length of my body as they tightened on my ribs to stop my momentum. Once my feet met the ground, our eyes locked, and his fingers lingered just a bit too long. His pupils dilated slightly, and I sucked in a breath at the intensity of his gaze. Then, as quickly as he'd caught me, his hands were gone, and he turned away. Was he thinking about the bond like I was? Wondering if he could continue to fight that magnetic pull between us when there was no one to stop us? There was no council here, no parents, no uncles or prime leaders or bossy professors telling us to keep apart, forcing us to suffer in ways that they could never understand. Our bond was incomplete. At the best of times, it was uncomfortable, and at the worst, complete agony. Being separated was physically painful, a pain that never went away. It strained to hold us together like a rope. The threads broke and curled away, but our bond never snapped. Instead, it stretched and became flexible and stronger with each tie we made together, each time we connected through healing or touch. So what now? We were free, weren't we? Was there any kind of law here? Did it even matter if we finally and fully became bondmates? Bondmates. Mates. Even thinking that word, mate, was bizarre. But that's what we were. But as Ashe set a grueling pace through the underbrush of the forest, it didn't feel like we were bondmates. His emotions through our tenuous connection were the muddy grays and blacks of exhaustion and disbelief, threaded with fine red strands of anger. Was he mad at me? Did he regret going through the gateway I'd made? I didn't know a lot about astronomy, but I was positive that we weren't on Earth anymore. Was that it? Sucking in the moist air, I soaked in my surroundings. The differences were so subtle that I could almost believe this was a jungle back home. We walked single file along the path, attempting to avoid the broadleaf ferns that were slapping our shins with a wet thwack. As Ashe led the way through the undergrowth, I lost sight of Aerith. Trees of varying heights blocked out the sky.